What's up, butts and cons? Hope you all are having a fantastic day today. It has been a minute. I haven't posted anything for a fat minute. I haven't done any updates on Combaticons Combine. I haven't done any updates on any content coming to the channel. I think last time I posted was actually a Bumbler, if I'm not mistaken, and that was it. So I do apologize that I haven't posted or done updates on that content or just anything in general on my channel. I've been preoccupied with quite a lot of things as of late, and so I did want to finally give y'all an update of what's been going on. I got good news and I got bad news, and then I have big news. Let's get the bad news over with. So the bad news is Combaticons Combine is put on hold indefinitely, just because I've taken up another project that is taking a lot more of my time, and stop motion takes time, and I want to be able to bring the best that it can be, and I don't want to rush something just for the sake of getting it out to you. I want it to be something that you see it and that it's like it blows the first part of Combaticons Combine out of the water. So it is postponed, and I do apologize that I haven't given any updates like that. Like I said, I've had my hands tied for a while. So the good news, however, and it's kind of the cause of the bad news, is that I took a new project, and that is I signed on with Carlos Barrantes, who is the owner of Prime Animations, and if y'all are familiar with him, he's the guy who's been running the project Galvatron's Revenge. And oh my gosh, it's just that I explained to Carlos that like I've been following all the stuff that he and his team have been doing since 2014. I believe that's when they started. They've been at it for like 9 years. I think it may have been a little later, but point being that like I saw RID, and we all know how that went. Ugh. After RID, I had seen the stuff of Galvatron's Revenge and all they had planned, and I'm like, yo, I gotta keep track of this. But anyways, I explained that in a video, and I'll leave that in the description below. I actually got interviewed by Carlos as part of his talent interview. But yeah, that happened a while back, I believe back in February. So I've been with this team since February. I talked to Carlos, and it was thanks to Orbital Bacon. Y'all are familiar with him. He is one of the voice actors on there, but also is now the voice director for the future projects that will be coming up. He had reached out to me because he's worked with me on Combaticons Combine. He's also he also has seen my 3D animations, and he's like, yo, Carlos needs 3D animators, would you be down to help out? I'm like, yeah, sure, bro. And so I like send him my contact information, my email, so he can contact me, and he's like, bet, perfect, I got you. Carlos messages me, we talk for a bit, and then he signs me on. I had to sign a confidential agreement, so I'm not allowed to share any stuff pertaining to projects, just the usual standard kind of contract. It's like no spoilers. Well, it can't be spoilers in this case because y'all already know the story. As he had announced, and I'm just echoing that to those of you that may not know, we plan to release the full film of Galvatron's Revenge, fully rendered. That means it's not going to look like an animatic. It's not going to be slow. It's not going to be riggedy. Any imperfections that I'm pretty sure y'all have already voiced if y'all have watched all the videos of the scenes of that film. I am in charge of smoothing that out. I'm in charge of fixing that, redoing, and also retexturing. So you're going to see the retextured film. You're going to see that thing fully colored. You're going to see all kinds of like metal, grainy, battle damage type stuff. And I've been like, that's another reason why I've been disconnected from YouTube, because I've been focused on learning because one of the things that I told Carlos when he first hired me is that if I don't know something, I learn it really quick. So I spend a good amount of time, sometimes sleepless nights. It's a bad habit and I need to fix it. But what's it? I go heavy on trying to learn something. I don't stop until I got it mastered, and then I practice, and then put it into the project. So now I learned to do texturing because I was like, when Carlos first sent me the files, because we had watched the film from beginning to end, done the reviews, saw what changes need to be made for the final product, and we're like, okay, we're all set. Just send me I'm like telling Carlos, send me the files and then I'll get started right away. So he sent me them. I started working on the first scene, and here's some screenshots that are already public. Both Orbital Bacon and Carlos have posted these, so you guys can see. I retextured the Combaticons. I retextured the Autobots, so like Springer and Rodimus, which it's so awesome to have them to be working on this. Like, I tell you, it's like working for Hasbro in a way, because like when you think about it, this is a very professional project. Like, Carlos doesn't mess around, he doesn't waste time. He's all business. Well, it's like, you know, we pal around, but like at the end of the day, it's business. We have that like release date coming up, and so he has us grinding. He wants us keeping him updated, and I've been doing that. Like, I did a progress report. It's like, hey, we got this part of scene 1 done. We got halfway, so we're going through it. And the good news is about which I wanted to also discuss, but I'll get to that in a sec. But like I said, Carlos is an excellent boss. He's been fantastic, and even I learned new stuff from him, like the way they did the camera work. There's so many cameras in the program, and I'm like, what? It's also fun to like mess around with the animations, come up with new stuff, and he kind of gave me a bit of creative freedom to adjust it. I'm still basically doing touch-ups, but at the same time smoothing out or redoing, like for instance running animations. I know a lot of people, if y'all have seen the animatics, you know the running animations aren't great or they're too slow, so I'm either speeding them up or I'm redoing them completely. So, but I have a lot of fun with it, even though it is a lot of work. The next thing I did want to talk about is the time frame. So I started early April of this month, and since the animation's already done for each scene, so each scene is in a complete Blender file. And if you don't know what Blender is the 3D program that we're using to make this film. So all the animation is done, all the voice lines are done, all the music is done, or actually some of the music and sound effects are being redone or replaced, because like in my opinion and my buddy that Subpar VA, you guys know him, he is actually doing the score and the sound, so he's redoing it, replacing it, and it's so much better. It's so much better than the original version. I love it completely. So he's relying on me to get the scenes fully done and rendered, so that way I can pass them off to him so he can start working his magic. Because like, man, we did the first half of scene 1, actually a good portion of scene 1 completely rendered. I got done with that, and we did that in 12 hours in a day, and it was crazy. I think it was from he called me around 2 p.m. and then we were there until almost 3 a.m. in the morning, which is crazy. But yeah, so much work is being poured into this, and to discuss time frame. So like I was saying, we started in April. I'm making my way to scene 2. Still finishing up the stuff for scene 1, and then I'll send it off to Subpar, so that way he can work his magic. And then I gotta do scene 2. So there's a total of 18 scenes, plus there's like multiple sub scenes in between. So I gotta really grind it out, because Carlos wants to release it in either June 24th, or if in the event we take a bit longer, he's open to doing it in July. And I'm hoping that in the end we're able to meet the time frame work diligently in the time frame. I already had set up a procedure that I talked about with Carlos. I talked about with Orbital Bacon. I even talked about with Subpar VA. So we have it set up like this. So the first step is animation. That's the main thing that we have to focus on, and texturing. So I'm having to retexture every scene, either pull in the textures from scene, a scene that's already done, and then like characters and whatnot, and just copy paste. Essentially, that's what we're doing. And then as far as animation goes, the animation's already there. I'm either speeding it up, adding more body movement, because sometimes the characters don't look fully alive. Valid, they're robots, so they're not gonna look exactly like, you know, human, but they are essentially living beings, so they have to have some kind of motion, if that makes sense. Another thing is some of the special effects need the lighting for it, and then the special effects themselves need to get redone. So there are some artists that are already there for Blaster VFX. There are some artists that are there for other VFX. I'm there for certain VFX that Carlos or some other members don't know how to do, and I'm already versed in. So I'm handling that on my end once I'm finished up with the animation and the rendering, which surprisingly the render happens pretty fast once it's all done. The way we're doing is that like each angle is a clip, so I render out the clip and then I send that over to Subpar so he can do his magic on the sound. And then the idea would be, which I will probably do, or whoever will be on the team later on, as we get each scene done, we will I'll hand that over to the VFX team in the event that it's like just blasters or simple VFX, and then they take care of that, so that way it's saved, it's compiled, composited, it's done, and that way we can send it over to Mike, who is the video editor of the whole project. And so we pass over all the finished product to him, and then he can compile it all together into the 1 hour and 34-minute film. So like I said, me, Mike, and Carlos had watched this movie from beginning to end, critiqued the hell out of it, just to make sure that like there's nothing missed, and anything that like I saw in the actual blend file that like, oh, there's a mistake here, I need to tweak it, I can tweak it. And I got this scene done pretty fast, so I'm pretty confident, so long as like there's not a lot that needs to get redone necessarily, we'll be able to. I'm pretty confident we can get this scene, the entire film released in the summer. I'm not at liberty to show you a whole lot. I can't. Like I said, I have these screenshots here that are already public. I am hoping to later on show behind the scenes. In my contract with Carlos, I'm legally allowed to show you my step-by-step process of how I did the adjustments on the animation, the texturing, so like the emission, so like the glow in their eyes as you'll see in those screenshots. Another thing is like the texture of the metal, the scratches, all this stuff, and it's like, dude, it was so much fun to learn how to mess around with these textures. I even showed my dad and he was like, wow, that's crazy. Once this film has been fully released to the public, as my contract states, I'm allowed to show you guys how I did it. So I have been like, every now and then I'll screen record the process that I have set up so I can do the animations or how I did the texturing. So like I said, I really want to show you guys how I did this, just because I had a blast doing it. This has become my new, or my part of my passion. Like my main passion has always been filmmaking and storytelling, so to get the ability to visually give you guys a great experience is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, moving on to the next thing, and the greater news is that not only am I helping out as an animator on Galvatron's Revenge, I will be an animator, and I'm hoping to when I get the chance, I'm gonna audition, because as you can see I got the studio mic. I even have a little studio set up for the microphone right here, so I still have yet to send in my auditions, and hopefully I can make it in time, because I want to try voicing Predaking or Grimlock, or you know, some of the big boys. But it would just be so fun to do it, you know, because I love voice acting, and I feel like I haven't gotten myself out there enough doing voice acting, so I need to work on that. Then not just animator, but voice actor. I was like, yeah. For those that don't know what the second film pertains, it's called Dinobots Unleashed. I'm not gonna talk too much about the exact plot, but basically, Carlos has already mentioned it, that we have Predaking versus Grimlock, and everybody, even myself, is excited to see that in the film. And I personally can't wait to animate that, because even Carlos says like, hey, you're gonna be animating that. I've already done like practice stuff with some of the SFM models, so like the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. And the cool thing, and Carlos said it himself, is that and again, this is not a spoiler, this is already mentioned in the interview I had with him, and even in updates, that I get that Grimlock's character is similar to his Fall of Cybertron counterpart, which is pulled from the War Within comics when you think about it. So, but I'm so excited for that. That's like the coolest news ever. And just being able to get on a project of this scale, and being on a team and building that team. Like my buddy Insidious, he's currently 17, so he's not allowed to sign the contract since he's not 18 yet. Turns 18 in September, so he'll be able to sign the contract and help on the animation, because currently I'm the only one doing it, doing the smoothing out, and Carlos is like, I'll trust you to do what you know how to do, and then you just show me, so that way you and I can work together on it. And I was like, okay, bet. Insidious is the one who taught me how to do animation. Like, it would be so fantastic if we got him in the project, and hopefully there is the promise that he will once he turns 18, but unfortunately he won't be here for Galvatron's Revenge, but he will be in Dinobots Unleashed as one of the animators and modelers and texturing. So I'm excited for that. I'm so excited for that. There's been a lot going on. And so, like I said, Combaticons Combine will not be coming out this year. I apologize. Like I said, I've been busy working on this project. It is huge. And I've been having a blast. It's an amazing experience. Something that I honestly could only dream of. That I was like, I would have to be like in my late 20s or 30s before I could even think of like being on a project of that scale. So to be in Prime Animations is like top tier, even if it's for a fan project. But Carlos wants to, do his own, create his own studio and create his own content that like we could actually get paid for. So if there's a future for me with Prime Animations, making money, and just bringing good, amazing stories to you guys, and that's always been my goal. That's always been my dream, whether it's on this channel or for another company, is just to bring the best of stories. Anyways, guys, again, I am sorry about Combaticons Combine. I hope you guys do stay subscribed to the channel regardless. I'll try and posting content here and there. Mostly it's going to be like recreations in my free time, maybe some bumblers here and there. I have some that have been just like in the project vault that have been like not completed or not finished edited. They're filmed already, but I just gotta edit them. Hopefully I can get that out to you guys soon, so that way you can stay invested. And I'll show stuff here and there, but I'm mostly preoccupied with this current project. I'm excited for the way things go. 2023 is gonna be wild. But yeah, guys, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.